wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Actor prepares, so I have literally been exclusive to Minecraft for the last month and a half.
Right.
All Minecraft all the time. I'm in a little movie called Minecraft.
Honey, Rachel Zegler is spiraling and it's getting impossible to hide anymore. After spending months passionately defending Disney's live-action Snow White remake, Rachel is now staring down a disaster at the box office. And guess what's rubbing salt into the wound? A movie about pixelated little blocks is making history while Snow White collects dust. Insiders are whispering that Rachel is absolutely losing it behind the scenes. Word on the street, she's looking for a therapist to help cope with the sheer amount of backlash, the relentless social media dragging, and the soul-crushing numbers. But instead of stepping up and taking a little accountability, Sis is reportedly blaming Minecraft. Yes, you heard that right. She's apparently telling anyone who will listen that the Minecraft movie's success is a major reason Snow White tanked. Not the awkward script, not her disastrous press tour, not the cringe interviews. Nope. It's the silly blocky video game's fault. And honey, the receipts are brutal. Minecraft sailed past the $700 million 0 cents global mark in just under 20 days. Meanwhile, Snow White is still gasping for air after 3 months and not even close to those numbers. It's embarrassing. One of Disney's most beloved properties losing to a movie about zombie creepers and pixel art? Yikes. But this isn't just about bad box office numbers. It's a full-on meltdown. And if you think Rachel is new to public backlash, think again. Receipts just resurfaced from way back when Snow White was first announced. A clip shows Rachel nearly breaking down, tears welling up in her eyes as she tries to explain the hate she faced even before the movie dropped.
It's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
At that time, people were like, oh, poor Rachel, she's under attack for no reason. But fast forward to now, after endless tone-deaf interviews, arrogant sound bites, and dragging the original story into the mud, even her die-hard fans are starting to distance themselves. The craziest part? Rachel's not just blaming trolls. She's hinted at toxic filming environments. She's thrown not-so-subtle shade at her co-stars for not backing her up, but never once has she stood in front of a mic and said, you know what, I messed up. And now, Disney's scrambling too. Word is the whole live-action remake strategy is being thrown into the shredder. Projects like Tangled, which were already being whispered about, are now getting reviewed, which we all know is code for about to get canceled. Sis, it's bigger than Rachel. It's the whole strategy blowing up in Disney's face. While Rachel was busy pointing fingers, someone else kept it cute. Until he didn't. And when he spoke, oh, it was brutal without even trying. Because Jack Black, legend and king of vibes, just served the most polite, savage reality check in less than 30 seconds. And he didn't even have to say her name. When asked about the Minecraft movie, the very one that's absolutely crushing Snow White, Jack kept it classy. No gloating, no shade, just pure king energy. In an interview with IGN, Jack said,
An actor prepares, so I have literally been exclusive to Minecraft for the last month and a half.
Right.
All Minecraft all the time. I'm in a little movie called Minecraft. I don't want to brag, but it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, man.
Just Steven it up in the Minecraft universe, getting back into it. Because I did play years ago, because my kids were super duper into it, and I wanted to speak their language. So I studied hard and I learned, and I was getting really into it, building houses and tunneling around. And now I'm getting back into it, and it's pretty rad.
In a clip from 319 to 350, and boom! Just like that, Jack Black reminded everyone why Minecraft is thriving while Snow White is flopping. He came with gratitude, excitement, and pure fun. No politics, no lectures, no preaching, just good vibes about being part of something fans already love. And the internet, baby, they noticed real quick. Because when Rachel talked about Snow White, she dragged the original, she mocked the prince, called him a stalker, and basically trashed the story that millions grew up loving.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
Meanwhile, Jack Black, he leaned into the nostalgia. He respected the fans. He made it clear that he felt honored, not burdened, by the legacy of the game. And fans eat that up. Then came the viral moment that had the entire internet howling. Thumb Savage edited a Minecraft parody skit where Jack Black roasts a chicken in lava, except the chicken had Rachel's face slapped onto it.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? Uh-oh, the meme exploded everywhere because honestly, it felt spot on. Jack Black didn't even have to say anything shady. His whole existence in this moment was the clapback. He embodied what people actually want from movies: fun, joy, good characters, not lectures and guilt trips. Meanwhile, Rachel was out here hosting sad little press screenings with maybe 5 people and a bouquet of pity flowers, while Jack Black was getting love across fan pages, subreddits, and TikTok edits. The contrast was screaming. Jack's approach matched Minecraft perfectly. Pure fun, no heavy agendas. Meanwhile, Disney and Rachel had tried to modernize Snow White so much that they ripped the fairy tale soul right out of it and replaced it with messages. Messages nobody asked for. And then, because the internet never sleeps, South Park came through to absolutely torch Disney again. Their now harmonic Kathleen Kennedy spoof, savage! In one brutal line, she says, "Put a ticket in it, make her gay." And that was it. That one sentence captured everything fans were sick of: the corporate pandering, the hollow woke washing, the shallow rebranding of beloved classics. Jack Black somehow positioned himself as the anti-woke antidote without ever even having to say the word. Meanwhile, poor Rachel, girl, she was left trying to tape together her shattered image, but it only got worse. While Jack Black was out here winning hearts just by being his authentic, joyful self, Rachel Zegler was plunging into full-on damage control mode, and it was messy. First, her own co-stars started chiming in, and not in the way she probably hoped. Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen in Snow White, finally broke her silence about the film's production, and while she didn't drag Rachel by name, Babby, she didn't defend her either. Gal said the set lacked companionship, and that she'd talk about Rachel when she feels comfortable. Translation: the vibes were bad.
Gal delivered the following: "The most important thing when you are working on a film is teamwork. And when you have characters like the Evil Queen and Snow White, you expect teamwork to play a role in the creative process when you are trying to put something special together. We didn't really have teamwork, and there were many setbacks that we had to deal with during this entire process. And I just found that to be very exhausting."
And that comment, it hit hard. Because one of the biggest complaints fans had about Rachel wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. The attitude, the arrogance, the way she talked down to fans who genuinely loved the original Snow White. It wasn't just a difference of opinion, it was a full-on "I'm right, you're wrong" energy, and people never forgot it. Even Rachel's old scandals started bubbling back up. Remember when she called Trump supporters a bunch of nasty names on social media? Yeah, that resurfaced. And the backlash? Instant. Sure, Rachel apologized, but not everyone bought it. Especially not conservative commentator Megyn Kelly, who publicly dragged Rachel's apology as fake and performative.
The reason we had Rachel Zegler on the docket is she's an asshole. So she came out and took a large dump on half of the country, everyone who voted for Trump. So I attacked her, and then she came out and she said, "I apologize. Like I went too far." But it wasn't sincere. And my team, my helpful team, pulled this thought from December 2023, in which, I mean, I would say she leans into her role as both victim and heroine. Listen.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
Oh my God.
And I can only hope
What does that mean?
that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Moments like these just stacked up, brick by brick, building this ugly public image that Rachel wasn't authentic, just curated and cold. And then the emotional curveball nobody saw coming, Rachel posted a heartbreaking message online about her dog being seriously sick. She asked fans for prayers, called it one of the hardest times of her life, and for once, it felt real. No spin, no agenda, law, human sadness. People paused. Even some of her harshest critics stopped and said, wait, maybe we've been too hard on her. Maybe she's just a young woman completely unprepared for how vicious Hollywood can be. But sympathy can only take you so far. Because while Rachel was posting about her dog and trying to get a second chance, Hollywood was already moving on without her. Insiders are whispering that her future projects, not casting directors, backing away quietly, studios straight up panicking about potential controversy. At this point, Snow White hasn't even cracked $100 million 0 cents in the US. And for Disney, that's disastrous. Not just a flop, a full-blown red flag about the future of all their live-action reboots. It's no longer just a Rachel Zegler problem. It's a Disney brand trust crisis. Because if audiences don't even show up for Snow White, arguably the most iconic Disney princess ever, what hope do future remakes have? And just when you thought the dust was settling, another twist hit the scene. Out of nowhere, another big name hinted they might spill tea about the entire Snow White production nightmare. If that happens, Rachel's reputation might take another devastating hit before she even finishes licking her wounds from this one. At the end of the day, though, this wasn't just a battle between Snow White and Minecraft. This became something way bigger. It became a full-on mirror held up to Hollywood. On one side, you had Minecraft, a movie made for fans celebrating the magic of childhood nostalgia, fun, and pure joy. On the other side, you had Snow White, overworked, overpolitized, stripped of its fairy tale charm, and repackaged with lectures nobody wanted. The audience spoke loudly. They chose joy over judgment, fun over finger-wagging, nostalgia over narratives. And now, Rachel Zegler's name is tied to one of Disney's biggest, ugliest, most public failures in recent memory. But here's the real tea. Rachel isn't the first starlet to get caught in a studio's identity crisis, and she won't be the last. Because this wasn't all her fault. Disney handed her the keys to a car with no brakes and told her to drive off a cliff smiling. They wanted a modernized fairy tale. They wanted to be on trend. They wanted to cash in on activism without actually understanding their audience. And when it blew up in their faces, Rachel got stuck holding the bag. Meanwhile, Disney is doing what Disney always does when things go bad, quietly hitting cancel buttons behind the scenes, pretending it never happened, plotting their next, safer, less political move, because they know one more flop like this could be the end of the live-action cash cow altogether. No more lazy remakes, no more focus-grouped diversity campaigns. The audience is done, and Hollywood is watching closely. As for Rachel, she's stuck trying to rebuild a reputation that might be beyond saving. She could pull a redemption arc. Hollywood loves a comeback, but the window is closing fast. Now, the only real question left is, was Rachel Zegler unfairly targeted by trolls and haters? Or did Disney set her up to fail by handing her a broken project with no real support? Or was it both? Either way, one thing is clear. You can't blame Minecraft for the choices you made. You can't fight nostalgia with lectures. And you definitely can't expect audiences to pay $20, 0 cents a ticket, just to be told how bad they are. Drop your take in the comments. Y'all know we're reading everything. And if you thought this story was messy, wait until you see what's coming next. Because Hollywood's disasters, they're just getting started. See you next time, fam.